Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more of My Next Life as a Villainess, continuing Nichols' route, having a blast. Of course, I mean, I don't think we haven't had a good moment in this game. It's just a lot of fun, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, so, As soon as I found a pen and paper, I sat alone, staring at the blank page. Right, we're writing a letter to Rosie. Forgot for a second where we were. What should I write? Rosie, you're my friend? Oh, that makes it obvious I'm trying to get information from him. Of course I believe Rosie, but how about I need to talk to you? No, that could be taken as a threat, too. Like, meet me in the back alley! No, see, for you, if you were like, I need to talk to you, he'd be like, she's gonna confess her love to me! No, she's clueless, sweetie. Besides, Silva will probably read this letter, too. I can't say anything suspicious. Bird. My bird is obviously with me. He's always with me, but he's over here preening himself, and there's just a tiny little bird fluff just, like, literally flew in my face. Like, it's weird because it's so close to your face that you just see it. Like, it's blurry, but then it's like, oh my god. Like, kind of weird. Anyway. Yeah, so whatever you write to Rosie, then you're gonna be like, hi, Silva. I know you're reading this too, you bitch. I racked my brain and let out a groan. You gotta write something like, listen, yeah, no, I don't know how to start that either. But you basically gotta just tell him, like, look, I know you're working with the pirates, I don't know what your end goal is, but I'm not mad at you. Like, you obviously have your reasons, I wish I understood them, but we're still friends, man. I believe in you. Like, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, where, like, you just gotta convey that you still have faith in him, and he's obviously got his reasons. He does. And I believe he's trying to save Nappas. I feel like, if that's not it, I don't know what they're doing, because that seems like the obvious answer. You know what I mean? Especially with how nice the pirates are. Like, Silva probably really is. I'm not sure if he's a better or worse pirate than Jack Sparrow, because, like, he's clearly does piratey things, but, like, right now he's being, like, a little cinnamon bun, so, you know. Anyway, I racked my brain and let out a groan. We read that. I guess this is too much for me. Gradually, my eyelids grow heavy. Oh, we're gonna fall asleep and go into the game? Well, into Atsu's brain? Before I know it, I fall asleep on the desk. This girl has narcolepsy. Because I don't even think she ate herself into a food coma. Light pink walls and a black table. Suddenly, I'm in Atsu's room. I see a game controller in my hands. It seems like I'm Atsu again in this dream. That's true, she hasn't had the dreaming about the game yet. Just the fan book. Hey, this is just like my dream in the courtyard. Ugh, but it's so inconvenient not being able to move. I want to chat with Atsu. Unfortunately, as I'm inside Atsu's body, she's in control and there's nothing I can do. At least I can watch her play. I turn my attention to the TV screen and see what looks like an Otome game once again. If any of you have, like, weird, you fall into another land, don't sleep dream into my brain. That's creepy and weird, okay? Just don't do it. Go to haunt other people. Nice! An Otome game! It's been way too long. Hey, that background looks familiar. There's the sound of seagulls, a background of a luxurious desk, and behind the dialogue box, a sprite of a hooded woman. Can we skip this? Oh, we can. Okay. Okay, cool. I was wondering, because I can't remember if we figured this out every time. Seriously, I probably figured this out in the last round and the one before that and the one, but, like, I don't know, but it's one of those, like, you're in a route, so usually games don't let you skip, even if you've already read the scene before. They're like, no, it's inside Nichols' route, so it's different than the one inside Keith's route and the one inside Alan's route, despite the fact that it's 100% the fucking same, but we don't let you skip it. So, like, every time I'm like, can I skip this? I think we read it in Keith's route. I think I might have figured out you could skip it in Alan's route, but, like, I'm just saying, I forget, because you guys realize, you know, it's usually weeks between me playing one round and the next, so, like, I forget that we can. And again, not standard in Otome games, being able to skip once you're in a route. It's unless you've like read the like you're doing a bad endings or something. But like this scene is usually like, no, it's different. It's 100% the same, but the game treats it as if it's different. And and we know my pet peeve is reading the same thing over and over. Despite the fact that I'll say the same thing over and over again like a broken record, and you guys are probably sick of hearing it, and then I complain about reading the same. I get the hypocrisy, okay? The difference is I don't remember saying that over and over. Sometimes I do, but whatever. Huh? Wait, what was that? Oh, this is different. Oh, this is, I mean, obviously because it stopped. Suddenly my vision blurs. My ears fill with a clamoring ringing and the screen flashes. My consciousness is absorbed by the game Atsu's playing. The in-game Katarina begins to speak. Everything should have been mine! Katarina's glare is full of fire, and she takes another step toward the screen. I can't stand how a woman like you stole it all away! I will take it back! Oh, this sounds like the in-game Katarina's talking to me. Like we pushed her out of her own body. Oh shit. You will pay for your treachery! I shoot awake, bolting up from sleeping on the desk. So, like, okay. As one the base layer, that would be like evil game Katarina saying that to Maria, because that's who you're playing in the game. So Katarina would be like, you took everything away from me, blah, 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 to Maria. Valid, right? But there's that added layer of like, evil Katarina is saying that to us, Katarina, because we are someone else who woke up in her body, could have technically bunked her out. Like, that was something I brought up, I think, I was thinking, I don't know if I ever said it in any of the parts before, but like, did we like were we living like 9 years being Katarina, and then all of a sudden we like hit our head and we're like, wow, I remember my past life and who I really am, and now my personality switched from like a head injury? Or did we like die in our world and usurp Katarina's body and kick out the real Katarina at that moment? You know what I mean? We were like, oh, I have all Katarina's memories, but I took over her body and her personality got shoved the fuck out. And like that little layer is like the game Katarina talking to you and being like, you took over my body, you dumb bitch. I'm gonna get it back. And you're like, oh, you know? So it's like a dual layer, because in theory, you're in Atsu's brain watching Atsu play this game. Game Katarina would be saying it to Game Maria, because you're the protagonist. She'd be saying it to you. You took everything from her. Okay, valid. But also, Game Katarina is saying it to you, Katarina, because you took Plus the weird glitching staticky thing makes me very like, oh my god. Is like, somehow Game Cat, and then we're gonna have to, how is that gonna go? Maybe it's good I didn't watch the anime. I mean, like, this is obviously different because of the pirates, but I know that, like, the way the characters are described and how they, like, oh, you know, Keith is a playboy, like, whatever, it's because real Katarina treated him like shit, so he locked himself away and then he became a man whore. But, like, we took over her personality and we're nice to him, so now he's a soft little cinnamon bun, right? I was gonna say cinnamon roll and bun, and it came out cinnamon run. Whatever. But you know what I mean? He's like all sweet and soft and gentle over here. Not a man whore at all. Because we changed him. But, so like, I know that those are things that we've seen in the game, but they also show you in the anime. And again, I still have only watched the first 4 parts. Because I'm like, okay, that gave me some context for certain things that we saw in the first couple parts that I was like, this doesn't make sense to me yet. Help make things make sense. But like all of this, like the pirate stuff and whatever, doesn't happen in the anime. Silva and Razi don't exist. This is a whole alternate kind of thing, and it's not tied to it. But I think the anime helps you understand certain pieces. But what I don't know, and maybe that never happens, is like, does like game evil Katarina like come back, and then like, are we having like this weird thing, and then we have to explain to everyone? Okay, so I came from another world, and like I obviously took over Katarina's body. I thought I was always her, but like, nope. You know what I mean? Like, Because I mean, I figured the whole concept was that we were reincarnated, not we died and took over her body. That's a possibility, but now I'm like, or like, is that just because it's a dream? We're watching Atsu play this game. Evil Katarina's saying that now. We're just gonna have this weird thing in our head that like, oh my god, because she's always worried about doom flags and shit like that, despite the fact that she has changed the course of this world so fucking much that those don't really apply anymore. Well, we don't know what, like, you know what I mean? But like the ones that she knows of in the game don't apply here anymore. If there were ones, they'd be totally different because she's a different person than the Katarina in the game. But since she's still concerned, like, it's a game world, doom flags, still thinking on that track, you would still be thinking evil Katarina's in here and she's mad that I took shit from her. You know what I mean? Like, that, it's kind of like if you changed, you know, like, I guess addiction's the easiest way to think about it. Like, if you were addicted to drugs or alcohol or something and then you got past it, that part of you is still in there that you're like, well, I'm very easily addicted to things, so I got to be very careful. And that person that was addicted to something, even though you've gotten past it, is still there, and you know what I mean? And you're still worried that that person's going to rear their head. Or if you were always an asshole and now you're nice selves, that you worked through your problems, you're still worried that that person's there. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain you know what I mean? So like she could be having that kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why we're analyzing it. We'll find out. But I just find it interesting that it's like that two layer that like Katarina in the game is obviously talking to Maria in the game, but she's kind of also talking to us. And like, is that gonna like just be our insecurities, or is that like actually somehow gonna play out here? I shoot awake, bolting up from sleeping on the desk. Huh? What am I? Looking down, I find the letter I was in the middle of writing to Rozzy. Apparently, I passed out before I finished, or started. And what was that dream? Huh? That ending was pretty scary. I didn't know that in-game Katarina held that huge of a grudge toward Maria. Well, or you. And, that's right, Atsu mentioned the Fortune Lover fan disc. Just as I've started relaxing, thinking the game was finally over, a fan disc has appeared. This is completely new territory. Didn't she say the story for the fan disc was based on content that was in the fan book? Fan book content. Pirates. When I can think of those together, I can only come to one conclusion. Katarina's originally cut doom ending. The pirates attack and sink the boat, huh? Actually, I kind of want to see that happen. But I can't believe they decided to throw out such a thought-out idea. They must have thought it was such a waste. Wait, does that mean they created a whole new game based singularly off of Villainess Katarina's cut doom end? That's horrible. I mean, this is a fan disc. Was there really that much demand for an expanded doom end? Poor Maria has to be sucked into all sorts of new dangers just for that. Well, I suppose it's nice that her romances will continue. No, this isn't nice at all. The fan disc, it seems to be about how Maria's attacked by pirates on the Vinculum. If that's true, this is really bad. Our current situation matches that exactly, which may mean the fan disc has begun. In other words, new potential doom flags for me. Oh, in other words, new potential doom flags for me? A little more concerned about it, because Katarina's returned as a villainess once more. Also, that Katarina seems a little different from the one I remember. Something is off. Maybe the production staff was different. No, she's pissed at you. Regardless, the fan disc has begun. I need to organize my information. Thus, I, Katarina Clays, begin a strategy meeting in order to avoid my doom end. I'm going to assume, because we always end up having... Save here. I'm going to... Oh, okay. Oh, we already... Yes, okay. So... Sure to save before the photo. Okay, I don't know what our choice is, but okay. Okay, I'll save over here. Okay. We shall now commence our strategy meeting! First, let's review the information. We know that those who appear on the fan disc include Maria, Katerina, and Silva. In a fan disc that includes a new story, it is customary to also introduce a new romanceable character. That could be Silva. Oh, since you mention it, Dream Atsu also said she thought Silva was a new romanceable character. Atsu's instinct is honed across many an Otome game. We can trust her in her intuition about a Silva romance. He had a whole full-page introduction in the magazine, too! Right, a sub-character would get a half-page at most. They would be lucky to get a standing character portrait. The original game had a hidden character, so there is a high chance the fan disc will as well. We can assume that to be Silva. There may be another hidden among the high-spec men on board the Vinculum. We could try to determine who it may be. Rosie and that guy Frederick, who was popular at the party. Ryle was also handsome, but... Ryle is married. I think we can rule him out. I mean, unless they go and, we like the Homewrecker. Then maybe Rosie and Frederick are added characters. I love how happy Katerina's so happy about Frederick being a romanceable character. He's the kind of trash we like, though, let's be real. He's such a douche, but do you think they'd really add so many new romanceables in a fan disc? Indeed, just one or two new characters makes the most sense. Only the fan disc will tell. For now, let's organize what we know. The pull quote for the fan disc's bonus story was, "Torn from the arms of your lover by a pirate?" In other words, this story continues after a romance end. However, at the graduation party, Maria didn't end up with anyone and reached the friendship end. Then that was just a silly dream. We've already avoided the doom end. All's good. Yeah, happy Katerina. That sounds... let's just go with that. Sounds, slightly naive, but, However, considering the pirates, the protagonist Maria, the attractive men, and the villainous Katerina, everything fits. Then, that means the fan disc is beginning. But we aren't prepared! Unlike the main game, we have no idea what happens here! All we know is that the pirates appear and Katerina's plotting against Maria again, correct? And this time, Katerina's really scary. Why is she so upset? Because we took her body. Oh, yeah. That Katerina's definitely gonna see a doom end. I bet my lunch she's gonna get killed by Maria's beloved. But we get along great with Jordo and Keith. I think we'll be fine. However, there remains a possibility of being killed by a new character. Yeesh. Oh, that's hard. That's Fearless one. Yeesh, after all our hard work, too. Just how badly does production want to see Katerina reach a doom end? Silence! What matters is the steps we take to avoid our doom flags. Everyone presuming we're in the fan disc, how should we proceed? Everyone, presuming, well, I can't read. You get it. You know what? I was going to try to read. I was like, you know what? I can't. Presuming we're in the fan disc, how should we proceed? That's how it should go. Jesus Christ, I can't read today. That game Katerina really seems scary. I think we should eat a load of food so she doesn't act that way. Yeah, because she's hangry. I get it. That sounds wonderful. Let's just eat a lot, de-stress, and have fun. If we do that, we'll hit a doom end in no time. We have to consider things carefully. And the Katerina in the dream said stolen. It stands to reason that she's the rival in the Jordo and Keith routes, just as before. In Nichols' route, Sophia's the rival, and in Alan's route, Mary. We should support Jordo and Keith's love, then. Then... one vote to eat our fill, one vote to support Jordo and Keith. I'm assuming the right answer is Jordo and Keith. Because eat our fill just seems like the wrong choice. Yeah, okay. Are we in favor of supporting Jordo and Keith in their romances? Aye! Alright, everything is set. I gather my thoughts, wipe the sweat from my brow, and take a deep breath. I gotta love her little conclave. Like I love it. Because normally you'd have, just character, let me think about the options and then run through, but I just love how she's got, 5 different little versions of herself in her brain just, having this conversation out. It's just kind of charming, adorable, strange, and it's just a little added touch that I love. I was in the middle of writing my letter. Because I fell asleep on the desk, my half-written letter is smeared in ink. It looks a little gross, so I crumple it up. There's probably all over your face, too. I need to hurry and finish writing to Rozzy. But just as I'm about to start a new letter, someone calls my name. Lady Katerina? Sophia! I'm sorry, did I wake you? Looking around, I see the others are still asleep. It must be pretty early. I feel terrible, but Sophia shakes her head. No, it's alright. Have you been awake all this time? Huh? Oh, no, not at all. I slept great. Not on the bed, though. Katerina, you seem to have ink on your face. That's what I assumed. No, really? Oh, no, I need to wash it off. Because I fell asleep while writing, I should let my guard down. I need to get ink off before the others see. I hurry from the room to wash my face. I was like, Nickel's gonna be here, and here he fucking is. Because he's gonna see the ink on her face. I have ink on my face. I gotta wash it off, and I'm like, Nickel's gonna be. We're gonna get a CG of him wiping the ink off my face or some shit. That's just what was in my brain. And she opens the door, and I was thinking to myself, Nickel's gonna be out here, you know it. And just instantaneously he popped up before I could like open my mouth and say it. But you knew that was coming. I don't think any of us are surprised. Katerina? Lord Nickel, you're awake already. Yes, I was having trouble sleeping. What's there on your cheek? Nickel gets a mystified look when he sees my face, not seeks my face. Ugh, caught ink-faced. I fell asleep while writing my letter to Rozzy. Seems I got ink on my face then. Oh, really? Nickel touches my cheek worriedly. Oh, see? You knew there was going to be some kind of like romancy moment here. You must have been working hard. His expression is somber as he softly traces my cheek. Oh my god, sir. It's such a simple thing, but it's like, I think my heart stopped beating. I have no doubt he's worried, but he's so close. His devilish aura is so close after just waking up is too powerful. But thanks to my years of experience, I managed to stay strong. However, but I don't want you to push yourself too hard, and none of it will matter if you don't take care of yourself in the process. His sad smile amplifies that devilish charm, and it proves to be too much. My defenses are decimated. I love how there's like sparkles around him. Katerina? Devilish Earl! Just like the book series. Devilish Earl! It's the Devilish Earl from the books! Yeah, okay. I saw the memory scenario, so I scrolled up and like, yeah, okay. Devilish looks. Brother, it's almost time for Lady Katerina to arrive! A few months passed since Katerina and Sophia became friends. I accompanied Sophia on visits to the Clay's estate many times, but we also invited her to our home, gradually strengthening our friendship. That day she was visiting us again, hence why Sophia remained restless since the morning. The girls would be discussing a book they read recently, and she was looking forward to it. It made me smile to see my sister so excited for a friend's visit, especially considering how she used to lock herself away in her room. I was also awaiting Katerina's arrival. I went with Sophia to greet her at the door. Sophia! Oh, Lord Nickel too! Thank you for inviting me today! Katerina was her usual bright and energetic self. However, unlike previous visits, she was alone. Keith had not come. I can read. Can't yet speak today. It seemed he had some prior engagement and was unable to accompany her. I led Katerina to her library like usual, and the two girls immediately began to discuss the contents of their book. She laughs so often these days. Never knew Sophia could be so talkative until she met Katerina. I naturally smiled watching the two of them. Katerina then gasped and looked troubled. Lord Nickel, I'm sorry. I totally left you out. That's right. Oh. You usually have Keith to talk with, but he isn't here today. It seemed like because I was standing by myself, she felt guilty. Though I have no qualms with it personally. I enjoyed chatting with Keith, but I was equally as happy to watch my dear sister converse with a friend. Also, it's not like I'm a man here and you're like, well, there's got to be a chaperone. You don't have to fucking be here eavesdropping on our conversation. Like, AB conversations, see yourself out. Jesus. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, This ain't like, oh, I'm a man. Oh, we must have a chaperone because a man and a woman can't be alone together because the sex will happen. Despite the fact that we didn't teach our daughters what sex was until their wedding night. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you'll figure it out. And then the men have to, and like, what the fuck? Okay. Like, so I'm just saying, this ain't that kind of thing. Like, what do you think we're just talking about a book. You don't, shoo. I'm not gonna, like, light your sister on fire or we're friends, okay? Like, I'm not here to torture her. Like, get out. Like, he's just here staring at me because I'm lovely and beautiful and he's pining for me. But, like, seriously, bro? Like, step back a little. I mean, he doesn't have to be here. Hey, you needn't mind me. Please enjoy your time together as always. But instead, Katerina froze in response. What's the matter? I didn't know what was wrong, but seeing Katerina blush was adorable. I wonder what was going through her head. I stared back at her, and a few seconds later, she snapped out of her daze. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pick some flowers. Excuse me. Still blushing, Katerina leapt from the couch and dashed out of the room. I was slightly shocked and confused at what happened, but Sophia merely sighed. Really, brother? I can't blame Lady Katerina for freezing up like that. Sophia, do you think I offended Katerina in some way? I was not very knowledgeable about women's feelings, so I worriedly asked Sophia. She sighed once more. No, it's nothing like that. I think your smile is a bit too powerful. Powerful? I hadn't realized I was smiling until Sophia pointed it out. It was true. It was true that watching the two made me happy. Perhaps I allowed those feelings to show on my face. See, so my smile caught her by surprise. Caught me by surprise, too. Jordo did mention I don't smile often. Maybe the rarity caught her off guard. Still, I was at a loss as to what Sophia meant by too powerful. It's that smile there. If any other woman had seen it, they would have fainted on the spot. Sophia, what do you mean by powerful? Brother, have you never noticed how girls blush when you meet their eyes? Huh? I suppose so. If you were to enter a room full of ladies and smile, the only thing you would achieve is creating a panic. Thank goodness you only seemed to make that expression before Lady Katerina. I would be worried otherwise. I still didn't comprehend what Sophia was implying, but I understood that Katerina was surprised to see me smile. I love the fact that he's so fucking clueless that everybody fawns over him. Like, hey, what's up? And everyone's like, oh! And he's like, weird. Anyway, he's as derpy as we are. It's kind of cute. Oh, I think it's exaggerating too much to say it was so powerful that she'd faint. And knowing my sister, it was likely a hyperbole. She does read many novels, after all. It's true that women had called me attractive before, but I myself had little understanding of why. It isn't as though I'm smiling intentionally. I can understand if it was someone charming like Jordo. I was convinced that Katerina merely reacted out of surprise and nothing else. If anything, I would have said it was Katerina's straightforwardness that was powerful and charming. Something unique to her. I apologize about earlier. I drank too much tea. Katerina returned from the restroom looking like her regular self. She said she had to go pick flowers. So is that a euphemism for I need to use the ladies' room? I'm sorry, I must excuse myself for a moment to use the facilities. Like, it really was just Sophia's misunderstanding. Welcome back, Katerina. When I turned to Katerina, she paused awkwardly for a few moments. I noticed Sophia's gaze and followed it to the window. In my reflection, I saw my smile. I supposed I was doing it subconsciously again. I knew it! Your smile is just too powerful! Would she be right? It still seemed improbable to me, but seeing Katerina freeze up again was its own sort of proof. Perhaps I was overthinking it. It could have all been Sophia's imagination. I could have left it at that and continued the day. But every time I watched them, I smiled. Whenever our eyes met, Katerina froze. Sophia always just rolled her eyes at me. Katerina, I believe Jordo and the others are waking up. You should hurry and wash your face. Oh! I snapped back to reality. That's right. I was gonna wash my face. If Keith sees me like this, I'm gonna get the sigh. I'm gonna get the sigh. Sister. Right. I'll hurry and go wash my face. Actually, that was more sexy, sis. We're like, ah, sister. Devilish, huh? Poor boy. All right, done. By the time everyone wakes up, my face is completely washed, and I'm finally able to finish writing Rosie's letter. Alrighty-ighty. That should do it. Alrighty-ighty. That's literally what she said. Oh my god, that's the first time she said that. But I feel like that's something she probably said in her past life, but like, they should have sprinkled more of that in. I wrote everything I wanted to ask and everything I wanted to say. Are you done with your letter? Yep, I did it somehow. Would you like to read it? Would that really be okay? Stop while you try to attack my headset. I keep moving it away from you and you keep going after it, jerk. Nobody wants to hear you. That's not true. That's not true. If they're here, they have to love you because you're so fucking precious and adorable. And you can chirp if you want and chatter. But you can't chew on the microphone. No. Anyway. Yeah, of course. Oh, that hurt my eyes because I was looking down at my bird. And, like, you have to kind of almost, like, strain your eyes to look at him on your chest, and then you look up at the screen. Oh, it hurt. I mean, Nickel's entering the workforce now that he's graduated. As the Asgard family heir, I have no doubt in his abilities. I'm certain he'll point out anything I need to fix or have suggestions to improve it. This letter is very like you. I'm sure they'll have no issues taking it to him. You think so? I'm so glad. A letter written by Katerina. Color me intrigued. Not for your eyes, Jordo! Just kidding. Poor Jordo. I wish to read it as well, Lady Katerina! Jesus Christ, guys, you want me to just stand here and read it out loud like it's a poetry jam? What? Everyone's gonna check it? This is rather embarrassing. I bet they'll find all sorts of spelling errors. Dude's here. Perfect timing. Silva, I've never been so happy to see you before. He's like, what? Silva walks in with our meal at the perfect moment. Before the others can read it, I take the letter back from Nickel and hand it to Silva. Silva, I have a favor to ask. Could you give this to Rosie? What's this? A letter? Silva places the tray on the table and takes the letter to check it. He grins meaningfully. Sure, I'll take it to him. Wait, seriously? I hadn't expected Silva to comply so easily, so I blurt out my surprise. In response, Silva's grin becomes a bit darker. What's with that reaction? If you don't want me to, I can just leave it here. I'm so sorry for being rude. Please take it. That's all you had to say. He grabs the letter, flourishes it through the air, and puts it in his inner coat pocket. You could just see him doing that, like, whoo, and coat pocket. Like, you didn't have to do it so dramatically, but I appreciate it. I sigh in relief. It seems like he'll deliver it safely. Thank you. Send my regards to Rosie. Now I see. No wonder why he has it bad. See, we shared candy with him and he's in love with us. And now we're like, thanks, Silva. And he's like, what the fuck? Who has the devilish charm? Us. Huh? What? Free delivery. I don't like that. How about, why don't you give me something in return? You want a kiss? 'Cause, okay. I don't have any money, though. I rifle through my pockets, searching, but Silva reaches his hand out to me. Nickel stands in front of me, blocking Silva's hand. Oh. As Nickel stands between us, he glares. Her fiancé is present this very moment. Oh, yeah? The prince over there, right? You are aware of that and still act this way. Truly despicable. Then what about you, who beat him to the punch? That has nothing to do with this. Sure. Well, if you say so. Huh. Tension. Was he not referring to money? The atmosphere has gotten a lot heavier. His tension is almost suffocating. Jordo and Mary are glaring daggers at Silva. Even Nickel looks angry, and we're like, what did Silva do? Like, I love how clueless she is. Literally be me. I could be in a room full of people who were absolutely fawning over me and adore me to death and would throw themselves, give their life to save mine, like whatever. Like all these chuckle fucks are for her, and I would be just as goddamn clueless as her, okay? I'd be like, wow, I got good friends. Or like, huh, why though? Anyway, like, right over my head. I'm not very tall. I'm average height. But like, I mean, it would just be like, I'd be like, whatever. Like, so I can't really blame her. That's why I do love her a lot. I don't think that was ever a question, but
You know, I didn't expect that from a cool guy like you.
how nice.
I don't dislike those eyes at all.
Silva, are you hitting on Nickel now? Nickel's shoulder twitches. He's like, wait a minute. Silva, He raises his hand as if he's about to cast wind magic, but Silva claps his hands together.
Now, don't get so irate. That was quite the show, so I'll let you go for today. Don't worry, I'll be sure to pass this along. Later, Katerina.
With a wave, Silva departs. Finally, he's gone!
He was so panicked.
Lady Katerina, are you alright? Yes. Phew, nothing happened. The tension dissipates and I can finally relax. I'm not really sure what happened, but Nickel was super intense just now. It almost felt like he was ready to fight. I wonder what he wanted in return, though.
Obviously, it was something inappropriate, defying all decency and public morals. He's a pirate, after all.
Everything about that sounds, like, great. What? That's what he was after? I never considered that. If not money, I thought he'd want treasure for sure. But really, I don't think he'd go for that. This isn't a romance novel. No, it's an Otome game, girl. Same difference. Just less dirty. There's less, like, sex in every corner and, euphemisms for a penis. Like, his throbbing manhood. His member, like... you know what I mean? Like, there's less phrasing like that. Then again, neither Keith nor Mary are denying it, so maybe she isn't far off. I see. It really was like that, huh? I have to thank Nickel for protecting me. Lord Nickel, that... Jordo, I apologize for stepping out of line. And no, it couldn't be helped. I was standing further away. I appreciate you protecting my dear fiancé, Nickel. Jordo, come on.
What he said was right, but somehow it really irritates me. I absolutely agree with Lady Mary. Brother, you were truly incredible.
I'm just glad nothing happened. Sister, you have to be more careful around that pirate, Silva. No, I don't. I would like him to ravage me. You guys just don't get it. Right. Thanks, everyone. Nickel lets out a soft sigh. Don't worry. We'll pin him in a corner later and have our way with it. Wait, no, that's not right. Never mind. His expression is the same as ever, but somehow he seems a little down. Wait, bird. I beat him to the punch, huh?
And then what about you, who beat him to the punch?
Stop! Don't try to bite my headset! The moment he spoke, I realized the implication of my actions. I had moved purely on instinct. It shook me. Well, I mean, again, you were right there, and I feel like even though, for any of the women, right, doesn't matter if your fiance is here or not, the man closest to you should jump in and protect you from a pirate trying to, like, touch you or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like... we're over here in one corner, Jordo's over in the other, Nickel's standing next to it. He just stands there and waits and is like, no, I'm gonna let the pirate grab your girl because you're across the room. Like, that's just not gentlemanly. You know what I mean? You gotta protect our fucking whatever, purity, innocent, whatever. Anyway. Or, like, even if we're gonna get grabbed or kidnapped, or obviously we're already kidnapped right now on the boat, but, like, the closest man to you should, in this society, protect the woman. Like, fuck, I don't care if you're a woman and you know fucking, like, karate or, like, you self-defense. Like, if some dude is coming at you and there's a dude standing next to you, he should jump in the way and be like, whoa, fuck off, dude, don't touch this chick. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, defending our honor, that's protecting our... There you go, that's what I was looking for. But, like, so, like, Jordo shouldn't be pissed off about it. Like, Like, yeah, I was across the room. Thanks, man. Like, because, you know, in the other shoe would be Nickel just stands there and does nothing, and then Jordo's like, what the fuck? You didn't try to protect my woman? You were standing right next to her, dick. You know what I mean? Like, Nickel was never going to win this one, I guess, but rude. The moment he spoke, I realized the implication of my actions. It moved purely on instinct. It shook me. My only thought was to protect her, but just as Jordo suggested, that should have been his job as Katarina's fiancé. If I had a better awareness, I would have noticed that Jordo was also about to cut in. Jordo truly cares for Katarina. No doubt he would have shielded her. Yeah, but if he was not... Well, I mean, you don't know where he was in the room, but... I appreciate you protecting my dear fiancé, Nickel. Yeah. I'm gonna stab you later. Sophia and the others may not have liked his reaction, but I understand the sentiment well. Katarina has a legitimate fiancé, Jordo. I know that, but I moved anyway. Really, what am I doing? Did I not decide to step away as soon as I graduated? I told myself I was going to lock away these feelings I hold for Katarina. I am the worst. I think that all this would result from spending a single night with her. Self-control is weakened considerably. It sounds more like we spent a single night together. Whoa, sir! We were locked in a room. We didn't have sex. Phrasing. Obviously, the phrasing is just me being a pervert. I told myself that it was an emergency. Convinced myself there was no other choice. That's why I moved before Jordo, her fiancé. She's my friend's fiancé, and I'm an earl's heir. My marriage must be used in service of the family lineage. Or these feelings cannot be allowed. No intention of revealing my feelings to her. Not allowed to do so. That's why I must lock it all away. Time together on the ship will probably be the last. After this, I'll no longer have to make excuses. I'll no longer be near Katarina. If I remain near her, it's only a matter of time before my feelings reveal themselves, and I am able to suppress them. I shouldn't talk to Katarina more than I have to. I can no longer allow it. Harsh. Ah, that was delicious. The meal Silva brought us is finished. Once more, we gather to plan our next step. I made sure to sit Maria with Jordo and Keith to give them a chance to progress their romances, not wanting to get in the way. Don't worry, I won't get in the way, I told them in response. They both stared blankly into the distance. I wonder why. But everything was nice and peaceful during the meal, so I think it all worked out. To make sure everyone knows I won't get in the way of their romances, I should be able to avoid all the doom flags. Everything's going well, so I offer my stomach a congratulatory pat. While my thoughts are on that matter, the others continue to discuss intensely. I've written down the names of all the people I socialized with during the party on the first day. That's our flower of society. It's a big help. I see. So many nobles disappearing would be pretty rough for the kingdom. Yes, the nation's strength would decline dramatically. It's of utmost importance that everyone's brought home safely. Right. Though we still don't know the pirates' true objectives, it is in our best interest to act quickly. They're talking about complicated stuff. Everyone's so smart. There's no way I can keep up with their conversation. I definitely cannot put names to the faces of the nobles I only met once. Unfortunately, I have nothing to add to the conversation. I sure am sleepy. Maybe because I fell asleep on the desk, or perhaps due to the confusing conversation, I begin to feel very tired. Plus, I'm really full. So sleepy. But everyone's talking about important things. I try my best to keep my eyes open, but my head is starting to bob. Are you sleepy, sister? Is everything all right, Katarina? If you're tired, why not just take a nap? Oh, I couldn't do that while everyone else is discussing. You'll be okay, Lady Katarina. We'll gather our thoughts while you rest. She's right. Forcing yourself while you're tired isn't good for you. Please get some sleep. Oh, no, I couldn't. I can't just leave everything to the others and pass out. The guilt would be too much. I understand that, but as I continue to listen to everyone talking, my eyelids get heavier. Before I know it, I'm fast asleep. Wake up and your head's in Nickel's lap. Yeah, oh, look at the haze. Look at the haze. There's something so wrong about this. When I open my eyes, I'm in Atsu's room. Yes, it's the dream again! I wonder if I can get any information on the fan disc. I look around for the game and magazine, but that's when I realize something is strange about the room. See, this is concerning me. The TV's off. There's no game, no magazine, no Atsu. Huh. What's going on? I thought this was a fan disc dream. I look behind me. I gulp. My own self. What's going on? Is Katarina in Atsu's room? Katarina before me looks empty, eyes cast down. Her expression is incomprehensible, as though she were a ghost. You... Katarina, oh, question mark? You're throwing me away? For that woman? You're leaving me? For that woman? Huh? She talked. Rather, why is she telling me this? I'm not a heroine, but the same villainess, Katarina. As I mull it over, the Katarina before me looks up. With villainous eyes, she glares, and it's interesting because her eyes are like orange. I'm sure it's supposed to be brown, but like, Wait, this Katarina looks different. Oh, her eyes. The color's different. My eyes aren't like that. Is it called amber? This Katarina with different eyes continues staring at me. Interesting. I'll never forgive you! This Katarina looks more intimidating than the one in the game, and she's reaching toward me. Her fingers flicker eerily. Her skin is chillingly white, almost lifeless, like a ghost. A chill runs down my spine, and I try to take a step back, but I'm frozen in place by those piercing amber eyes. I'm scared. My voice is trapped in my parched throat. Cold sweat makes my clothes stick to my skin. This is really intriguing, this whole thing with Katarina now. A thin white finger reaches for my throat. If I let this hand grab me, it'll be the end. I'll never escape its grasp. Ah! I gasp awake as someone shakes my shoulders. Sophia peers at me, worry in her eyes. Lady Katarina, are you okay? Sophia tenderly dabs my forehead with her handkerchief. I realize then that I'm utterly drenched in sweat. You were groaning and murmuring. Was it a bad dream? Dream? Oh, it was just a dream. Even as I was in it, I knew that. Still, I am relieved to be awake. I saw something really strange, but it's okay. It was just a dream. So long as you're all right, don't push yourself, Lady Katarina. That's right. You look pale. Why don't you go rest in bed? I don't want to go back to sleep. Katarina might get me. I suppose. Maybe I had a nightmare because I fell asleep here. I'll head to bed then. I don't trust this. Heeding the other's advice, I retire to the bedroom. But the memories of Dream Katarina's terrifying visage still haunt me. Yeah, I'm a little haunted by her too. I don't want to go back in a dream. In a rare occasion, I find myself unable to sleep. Others. Do you think Lady Katarina's okay? She seemed out of sorts. I'm certain this is her way of dealing with stress. On top of the pirate attack, she was also betrayed by that engineer, Rozzy. It seems so. Regardless, Sophia, don't you think matters such as this should be handled by me, her fiancé? Why, in all the books I've read, I've never heard of such a rule. I'd say the early bird gets the worm. Right, dear brother? I don't think that's... He most certainly is. Despite returning to a real bed, I'm tossing and turning. What a strange dream. That was the first time I ever dreamed of a Katarina not in the game. And it was in Atsu's room, too. It probably has nothing to do with the fan disc, right? She had a similar aura to the one in game. Maybe Katarina's characteristics change in the fan disc? If I were to act like that Katarina, not a chance. I want to think that can't happen, but by the impossible restoration of the memories of my past life. Everyone says that ever since I hit my head, my personality changed. That was when I regained my memories. That's what I'm wondering though. Regained your memories or your personality changed as in you took over her body? Like the moment she hit her head is when you died, and then you and kicked her, cast her out. You might still have her memories, but you're not her anymore. You know what I mean? You have all your old memories. Although it's weird because in the sci-fi versions of like, oh, you end up in another person's body, right? You don't remember. You're like, oh, yeah, you don't remember anything about who they are. You remember you, nothing about them. So the fact that we ended up in Katarina's body and have all of Katarina's memories as well as our old ones would belay more the, oh, no, we just remember our past life and we were born Katarina and we were Katarina. But now this is making it questionable. It's like, did we just kick her out? But then how did we retain all of her past memories? Because that's not usually what happens. I mean, there's no rules, honestly, in a fantasy scenario like this, clearly. But that's usually the unwritten rule when you take over someone's body is like you don't have their memories. I'm sure there's examples, though, of times where you do. So I can't think of any off the top of my head. So, anyway, although I can't think of, I can't like go, oh, this example, or give specific examples of times where I've read things where people take over other people's bodies, but I know I have, so, anyway. But what if it happened once more? What if I hit my head again and return to being the villainous Katarina? No, it'll be okay. That was just a dream. So exhausted I'm imagining things. Or so I tell myself, laying down again, but I am scared to go to sleep. I'd be scared too because I think she's trying to take her body back. Oh, new chapter. Stroke of luck. Unless that's something in our mind trying to tell us something. But it's kind of weird because this is, if that's the case, like it's a Katarina in the dream and she's trying to, like, what? How is that? You know what I mean? I'm just really curious. Why did we need that added? Because you have the obviously Set trying to kidnap Maria, right? We haven't really gotten too much. We've seen a little bit of that in the common route and seen him in not bad endings, on endings where he shows up and whatever. We know the whole Ryle plot to kidnap everyone and sell everyone off because he hates magic. Okay, that's so far the main one. The Set one, I'm sure, is also one, but we just haven't gotten too much of that, But it's right now a side plot that isn't very pertinent. Okay. Rozzy being in league with the pirates, but probably trying to save Nappas because he saw the cage thing. Like, okay, that's part of the main plot, ties into the Ryle thing. But, so there's like a lot of little layers to the plot, sure, but did we really need the Katarina's trying to get her body back? Unless that's something that is pertinent in the anime. Again, like I said, I haven't watched it, so that could be something that, in the anime it pops up and then like that, so then they put that in because it makes sense for the original story, despite the fact that this is not, it's almost, I don't want to say an alternate universe to the anime, like you don't have to watch it, whatever, but obviously the characters are similar, the backstories are similar, like whatever, but is that like a piece of the manga and the anime like storyline where then they decided to put it in this to kind of keep them somewhat succinct, somewhat the same, We'll find out. A few days later, I saw that dream again. I wake up feeling exhausted and bury my face in my pillow. Ever since that day, I see it every time I fall asleep. Katarina with amber eyes declaring her grudge upon me. So far, she's only said it. She hasn't done anything to me, but she says something about stealing, and she has all these complaints. It's just too much. Lady Katarina, are you okay? You seem really tired. Oh, good morning, Maria. I'm fine. No big deal. Maria's voice was more Sophia right there, but whatever. Right. It's only a dream. I shouldn't let it get to me. Oh, Purdy, suck. I psych myself up with a slap to both cheeks and get up to go wash my face. I do that too when I wake up in the morning to wake myself up. I smack myself around. I'm kidding. I don't. Like, who the fuck actually does that? That done, I head to the living room to find someone has beaten me there. Nickel. Oh, Lord Nickel, good morning. Obviously, it's his route. Right. Nickel looks away before heading to the bedroom. Oh, I wonder what's wrong. Maybe he has a stomach ache. It definitely feels like he's avoiding me, but I assume he must have a reason. Still. Lord Nickel. Sophia, how did you sleep last night? Huh? Lord Nickel, come to think of it. Ellen, remember when you made a map of the ship based on everyone's memories? I need to discuss it with you. Huh? They're all like, bro. Bro. Lord Nickel, I have a quest. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm a bit busy. Could you ask Jordo? Ah! And so things proceeded, with few chances for me to talk to Nickel. He claims he's busy with something, but there's only so much to do while abducted. He can't be that busy. Maybe he's writing his memoirs. He seems to be able to talk to Maria and Sophia just fine. He's only busy when I talk to him. I'd like to think I'm imagining it, but is he really avoiding me? So, did I do something to warrant this? At worst, I might have accidentally eaten his food. I can't think of anything else. Maybe I insulted him without realizing it. If so, I might have deeply offended him. But Nickel's so considerate. Perhaps he's unable to tell me straight. What should I do? What if I did something that made him hate me?
Lady Katerina looks so stressed.
The cause is obvious. Lady Sophia, can you do anything to resolve Lord Nickel's ill demeanor?
My brother is surely suffering just as much.
Yes, we are all aware it's due to that pirate Silva and Prince Jordo's insensitive remarks. Katerina, please cheer up. Perhaps you'd be interested in having tea together. Oh, Prince Jordo, thank you, but I'm alright. He's like, aw. It's not like he's a douche and we're like, yeah, whatever. No, he is so sweet and we're just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, well, it's because one of our friends is being a jerk, so.
Lady Katerina is refusing tea?
It seems even Prince Jordo's beginning to feel guilty. A sign of dire straits. After dinner, as I return to the bedroom, Sophia takes my arm.
Brother, do you have a moment?
Yes? Sophia looks stern. I assume she intends to scold me about my attitude toward Katerina.
Brother, I cannot continue to excuse your treatment of Lady Katerina.
As expected. But Katerina's Jordo's fiancée. It would be improper of me to be any closer to her than is necessary.
But you're disrespecting Lady Katerina's wish to converse with you. Would you not say that's just as improper?
Oh, well, if I carelessly get too close, my feelings will overflow. I can no longer afford to linger at her side. The only way I might remain friends with her.
Brother, do you even know how Mother and Father got married?
No, I do not. Why are you suddenly bringing that up?
I want you to know. Dealing away someone else's love is not so horrible.
No, it is.
Gosh, that's why you fall short, brother. You're too honest of a man.
How dare you be such a good man? Jesus, be a little shady.
Your father fell deeply in love with our mother at first glance. So in love that he stole her away and married her.
What? Mother stole Mother from her fiancé? You know, that's a nice little twist to add in here to make him be like, ah, like father, like son. And that can't be. My sister's words shake me to my core. It's incomprehensible. She sighs.
So you really didn't know?
Of course not. Is that really true? Did father truly steal Mother from her fiancé? Words are strange in my mouth. I know my parents adore each other, but never did I imagine he had stolen her away. response to my dumbfounded stare, my sister nods proudly.
Supposedly, Mother's father was fiercely opposed. He told him, "If you become Prime Minister, I'll give you my daughter." He said that thinking it was an impossible challenge for Father. But Father was undeterred. He claimed his way to the role of Prime Minister and then asked for her hand once more. And so Grandfather conceded and said, "You win."
I had no idea. It's true that Father's ascension was exceptionally quick, but who would have thought that this was the reason? He did it all for love. That's pretty sweet, man. More than anything, I never thought my own father also fell for someone else's fiancée. Like father, like son, I suppose. What did I just say? It's just funny. I want to groan. No wonder Father never makes any attempt to arrange marriages. As the son of an earl and the prime minister, it's only logical that I be hurried into a marriage. In actuality, my father shows no interest in it, to the point that even I began to worry. So it wasn't just Father being lax. He was looking out for me. Because his marriage is the result of genuine romance, must want the same for his son. That's actually nice. Because that's not usually how it works in these societies. But, like Father, the woman I fell for is the fiancée of a childhood friend and a prince. Destined to be king. That's reaching for the stars, buddy. It would have been one thing if it were only an arranged marriage, but Jordo truly loves her. I refuse to meddle in that. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait. I get first of all, he's gonna be the king, so I kind of feel like that's something you don't want to fuck with. Okay, but aside from that, he's your friend. You don't want to fuck with your friends like that. You're not like, I'm gonna steal the girl from my friend. Yeah, I get that, but Jordo's truly in love with her. Yeah, but how does she feel about him if she's not in love with him? But I still get my friend is in love with her. I'm not just gonna go snatch her away because he's my friend. I care about him and he's in love with her. So it's a weird place. But you also have to consider her feelings, which he's not doing at all here. You know what I mean? But he doesn't know what our feelings are. But it's like, oh, Jordo's going to be happy married to Katarina, who has no interest in him whatsoever. I'm not saying he shouldn't consider Jordo's feelings at all, but he's neglecting the piece of the puzzle, is all I'm saying.
Mother, I want you to be happy.
Sophia, I appreciate Father's sentiments and Sophia's support. They make me happy. But if I confess my feelings, I know I would only trouble kind-hearted Katerina, and would deeply wound Jordo. If I bar those feelings within myself, all will be resolved. That's the best for all of us. It's not my intent to cause strife. My only wish is for Katerina, the woman I love, to enjoy every day with a smile. And in this case, it's going to be with you, so we're going to get a dream sequence. But I'm going to stop it here. Or maybe not. Maybe we're going to have a nighttime rendezvous with Alan. With Nickel. Whoops! We could have a nighttime rendezvous with Alan, but it ain't his route. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.